So I heard two statistics that were alarming to me. First one came out from Morgan Stanley. They said by 2030, 45% of women will be single and childless. Second stat that I heard just recently was the average first-time home buyer is 40 years old. To me, these are two alarming statistics that is like, what is going on with our youth? What are we saying to them? What message are we telling our youth? It sounds like we're telling them to sit and wait. And that is a terrible message. So I'm going to give you my story, and hopefully it's helpful to get you off from the sidelines and into the game and playing the game of life that's going to build compound for you in a positive way so that as you get older, it gives you options. And options are what you want when you get older, because you don't want to keep playing the game every day. You're going to want a time where you're going to want to slow down. And if you're not playing it in your younger years and building up that positive compound, then you're going to have a tough time in your older years because it's going to come back. It's kind of like a youth. Take care of your body when you're young. It'll pay off for you when you're older. Abuse your body, you're going to have a tougher time when you're older, except Keith Richards. He seems to be getting around that. So anyways, I bought my house in 2006. It was the ultimate peak in January. 2006, interest rates were 6.3%. We bought our home. About 3 months later, the market started to come down. By 2009, we were in a total market crash. So everybody remembers that, the housing crash. So in 3 years, our house went down in value and we were in a crash. We figured it out. Buyers at that time, not buyers, home sellers or homeowners, they weren't even sellers, or maybe they were able to work with the banks. Maybe not in the beginning, so they were able to figure it out, the people who stuck it out. The banks are working with them, so it did work out for them. A lot of people short sold and just cut and ran. They said, I'm not worth it, which was a mistake. And I'm sure they're still dreading that today as well, if you interviewed someone like that did that. So anyway, so I bought in 2006. 3 years later, market crash. We figured it out. In 2010, we bought our building that we're in right now for our business. Market was in the crash, so we bought that. We put everything in there. We were running a small business. We said we're going to put all of our funds in there, crossed our fingers, worked really hard, and we figured it out. And we survived the recession, and now that building's got a lot of equity, and it was a great purchase for us as well. Recently, in the last 2 years, I've been buying stocks when it's the ultimate peak. NASDAQ hit over 7,000 a couple weeks ago. Dow Jones has been up healthy and hitting records for some time now. With the right strategy, you can still find the opportunity to build assets and compound for you. So let's go back and look at housing right now. Everybody's saying it's too expensive. Do not buy a house. I don't think it is. I think it's the wrong mindset. I saw a house today that was $325,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. You could get into a home. Maybe it's not your dream home. You can get into your home. We could get the sellers right now to pay for closing costs, possibly to pay down the interest rate so we can get it in the 5s, or we maybe can use some funds for part of a down payment. The sellers are working with buyers. Home values have dropped around 30% from the 2021 market when it hit our ultimate highs. My house today is up around 30% from the highs of 2001. No, from the down, 2001 was our peak. We're down around 30%, but I'm still up around 30% from my purchase in 2006. That was better said. So you could still find great deals. And my house has been a dream. Me and my wife, we love it. We've been in here for 25 years. We built up great equity. It's just been a great house because your house is your house. So ultimately, but you're going to use that as part of your retirement. So that's a good compound that you want to be working on early in maybe your 20s, if you're lucky, but definitely in your 30s. Do not be waiting in the 40s. If you're in your 40s, by the time you start hitting your principal, you're in your 50s. So your first years are going to be paying interest. So you want to be doing that early on. So it's called compounding. And the sooner that you get into it and you start compounding with you, the better it's going to be for you as you get older in life. And it's going to give you options. And that's the key. If you're sitting around waiting to your 40s to get married, to buy a home, you miss some great years, at least 20 years, that you could be doing some fantastic things, building up your equity, your assets, compounding, building a great family. Pretty sure in your 40s, it's pretty dangerous to be having kids. And if you're single in your 40s, that's going to be pretty tough moving forward as well. Sorry to say, but that's just the reality. And if you're buying a home in your 40s, it's just going to be tough because by the time you're looking at retirement, the amount you've paid down on your principal is probably not going to be where you want it to be. So the reality is stop waiting for the perfect day. It'll never come. The birds are chirping, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky. But guess what? If you're that type of person, you're going to find another reason to not buy or not move forward or make a commitment into something that's going to help build assets and compound for you, for your future. You're doing all this for your future. So there's no one-time hits. You're not going to buy a house and it's worth, doubled in price in 2 years. But you can buy your house and it could possibly maybe even double if you buy right in 30 years. So, but if you're not in the game, none of that's going to happen. So you want to get in the game. Stop waiting. There's nothing good that's going to mean for stop waiting. If you're waiting for the perfect day, when it comes, you'll find some other reason why not to move forward. So my advice to you is get in the game, participate, do it early, do it often, and take the risk. You'll figure it out when the problems come up. When that challenge comes up, you'll figure it out and you move forward. We did with our house. We bought it. 3 years later, we were in a crash. We figured it out. We bought a building when it was in a crash. We had to survive our business and pay off that building. We figured it out and we moved forward. So my advice to you, stop waiting, get in the game and start participating. The perfect day is the day when you start to take action. And guess what? Anything's possible. The Chicago Cubs won the World Series. Anything's possible. Get in the game.